we're going to be talking about, myself and Matt are going to be talking about 5 ways to understand your website data to gain more inquiries. Okay, let's start with a show of hands. Who's familiar with Google Analytics? Yeah? Okay, so half of the room. Okay. Who's familiar with Google Analytics 4? Okay, so a lot less people. All right, reason you're all here. Well, I would imagine then, does it kind of make you feel that way when you think about it? That's how we felt when it came in. All right, okay. Yeah, that's kind of, that's the reason we kind of put this together, because yes, Google Analytics 4 is a pain in the bottom. But is it? Is it a pain in the bottom? You know, just like if you think about any software that we use.
Yes, it is. Yeah, not a straight answer.
Well,
yeah.
If you think about any time you've used any social media and like, I don't know, Facebook or anything like that, and when it would update or your iPhone would update, you think, why have they changed it? You know, it used to be fine the way it was, but it continues to update because they've always got the user in mind. And actually, yes, it's a pain because it's changed a fair bit, but if you understand how to use the things that it's there for, they built it so it's much more user orientated for the people using the website, not us as users. It's obviously that's our problem to figure that bit out, and hopefully this will help a little bit. So yeah, well, getting traffic to your website is one thing. You know, you could be drawing traffic from search engine optimization, from social media, from pay-per-click, email, whatever. Getting the traffic to the site is one thing, but really, you know, converting it into an inquiry is another, you know, and that's the thing ultimately. That's any organization, that's what we're after. And this is where understanding your website data comes in, guys. You know, it's a fundamental thing that, you know, people say, oh, I want a new website, or I want branding, or I want social media, but it's the analytics, it's the data that really makes it happen. You know, whenever we're building a website, if there's previous data, if there's analytics data on their previous website, we'll have a look at the previous data so we can actually do what I call design by data. So if the data is saying to us, oh, a lot of people are going on this page and they're not going onto that page, we'll work on that and say, okay, right, that's a good thing, we want to do more of that. Oh, actually, we need to design the site so it can do more of that. So the data is really important. A definition of website data. Website data is a collection, reporting, and analysis of your website's performance. Now, the question is, why do you need data? What do you need it for? Well, think about your car dashboard. Yeah, so it doesn't matter how fancy your car is, it's going to tell you how much fuel you've got, it's going to tell you if it needs oil, it's going to tell you all kinds of things. If you've got the fancier ones, it'll tell you how many miles you've got left and what your tyre pressure's like. It provides you with real-time information about the journey. If you're driving up to Scotland, you're going to make sure all the things that you need, you know the stuff that you need on your dashboard in order to be able to get yourself over to Scotland. And that's what your Google Analytics, that's what your website data is all about. You know, it's the kind of things it helps you do is identify which parts of your site are most popular, identify where visitors are dropping off, and understand which marketing efforts are generating the most traffic. These are just a very short list of the kind of things that it can do. It basically drives your business to success. See what we did there? Other stuff that your website data can help with is evaluating your performance, understanding your customers, optimizing conversions, gaining market insights, and making informed decisions about the marketing activity. Basically, if you know what you're doing with your website data, that can really be the hub of where anything's going to happen, because we live in a digital world these days. Okay, so where do you begin? Where should we start? Let's start with point number 1. We're going to talk about 5 of them today. So identifying the sources of traffic to your website. So you need to know where your visitors are coming from, right? How do you do that in the back end? So obviously in the first instance, you need to have a Google Analytics account attached to your website. So I'm going to work on the assumption that that's a thing that you all have. So when you go into your Google Analytics, imagine where I'm stood is the edge of the screen. So you're going to see this little navigation down the left-hand side. What you want to do is you want to go to Reports, which is that icon. You want to navigate to Lifecycle, which is there. You want to click on Acquisition, and then you want to click on Traffic Acquisition. What that's going to do is give you, this is just a small screenshot of what it'll show you. It gives you loads of data on that side, but obviously for data protection and all that kind of stuff, we're not using any real data. So it gives you 5 types of traffic sources. So direct is where someone will directly type in www.paulsplumbers.com. So they know who you are, they're aware of you, they're typing it in, so they're getting there. So they're either already a customer or they've already had a touch point with you in some kind of way. Organic search is the really powerful one. If someone is searching plumbing leads and Paul's Plumbers appears right at the top, not in the paid advertising section, in what we call the organic section. Organic traffic is the one, that's the kind of, you know, the golden cup that everyone's going for. So organic search, so that's the one that you want to really aim for. Referral traffic. Referral traffic is basically traffic referred from other websites. So it could be from, I don't know, Yale.com, from another website, from a publishing website or whatever. Not social media sites. It used to be like this. Organic social is number 4. So basically, if you've got a link on your LinkedIn or your Facebook or your Twitter or your Threads or whatever, it measures where that comes from. And then unassigned. Basically, there is, even though, you know, it isn't an exact science, you'd think it would be, but there's stuff that it can't give you a 110% exact indication of, you know, where some of the traffic comes from. So this is kind of a really kind of a top level important element of, you know, to be able to see where your traffic sources are coming from. Why does it matter? You get to see the channels. You get to see what channels are driving the most traffic and where to focus your marketing efforts. You know, if you're getting, like I said, if you're getting a lot of direct traffic, it means people are aware of your web address, so you're marketing it somewhere else. If it's coming in from organic search and social media, it means that you're doing something right in terms of SEO and social media. Or if you're getting loads of referrals from some kind of partner website, then happy days. So it's a starting point. You need to understand where you are now before you want to get to where you want to go.
Yep, so the second point is monitoring the performance of your landing pages, so making sure that your content aligns with visitors' expectations. So how you find this, it's similar to how you find the point before, where you go to explore, lifecycle, acquisition, and then we have this down here, landing page traffic. Yeah, so then you get something like this. Again, we've blurred it out for data protection. And basically this is just a snippet of data. Obviously there's a lot more. Yeah, so these are just, they're not actually your landing pages that you might specifically have on your website. These are just every sort of page you have on your website. So I'm just going to go through what each column is and what they mean. So users, that's nice and easy. It's just the people that are coming to your website, the total number of users. Sessions, this is people who are actively on your website. So if someone's got it open in the window and they're scrolling up and down your page, and then sessions, timeout after 30 minutes of inactivity. Engaged sessions, so this is if someone is on your page for longer than 10 seconds, or they make a conversion, or they view 2 or more pages. Average engagement time per session, so this is just how long someone's on your page. This is displayed with minutes and seconds. So again, obviously, if someone's on your page for 15 seconds, you know that people aren't finding what they want on that page, they're moving on quickly. Engaged sessions per user, so that is the engaged sessions divided by the users, and this is just how the number of how engaged people are, and it's displayed as a decimal. Events per sessions, events is the next point, so a bit of a spoiler there what the next one is. This is just the average number of events that are happening per session. And engagement rate, this is the percentage of engaged sessions. So this is engaged sessions divided by sessions, and that's how you get this percentage.
Hopefully that gives a bit of an outline of the kind of things that we generally would look at to understand how people are using it. There's all kinds of metrics. Okay, so Matt mentioned standard events and creating events. So you've got 2 types of events in GA4, standard and created. What's the difference? GA4 automatically creates these and it tracks them because it sees them as useful. This is a bit of a screenshot, so the kind of things you will automatically, before you create your own custom reports, you can see page views, you can see scrolls, how far down a page someone's going, outbound clicks, as in clicks to other sites, site search, how much people are engaging with video, and file download. So these are all useful things. So imagine you put loads of work into this amazing piece of content, this 10-page PDF, and you set it as a file download and no one's used it. It means that there's something wrong. Is it the content? Is it where it's placed on the site? So again, it's this, all that work that you might put into the marketing, it's this kind of standard information that's actually going to give you an outline of, is it working or is it not working? So that's your standard events. Created events, well, created by you. Something, it's a kind of a custom report, and this is where, you know, GA4 kind of comes into it. So it's annoying that some of these things are not already there as they were in the original Google. But the fact that you can do it yourself, it gives you a bit more, you can get a bit more specific. So what kind of stuff would you create an event for? Examples, contact form completions. You want to know how many people have filled in the contact form, and it can tell you where that's come from. If you've got to get a quote page on your website, click to call buttons. You know, give us a call, so you can see how many people are doing that. Email link clicks. You know, email us at info at or whatever, and email newsletter signups. Just some examples. Basically, anything that you can track, anything that's a link or a button. So depending on what you want the user journey to look like, you can just track that, and the data will tell you absolutely everything that you need to know.
So the next point is connecting your search consoles. So it's finding out what people are searching for to find your website. Search Console, if you're not familiar with it, is a free service offered by Google that helps you monitor, maintain and troubleshoot your site's presence in Google search results. It checks indexing status. So indexing is Google's way of being aware of your website. If your site's not indexed, Google doesn't know you exist, which is not great. It helps you see search queries. So what are people searching to find your website? For example, if someone's searching plumber leads, and you're plumbing leads, it should come up. And it also optimizes the visibility of your website. So this is your SEO, which is your search engine optimization. And so what do you have? You find on your search console, it's your queries. So this is what people are searching for. So it could be marketing agency Bradford, dentist leads, all stuff like that. And you also you'll see how many people are clicking on these links, what the impressions are, what the click-through rate is, and the average position that it is on Google, so where it ranks. And then organic search traffic. This is the same as the above, but it's for your specific pages on your website. So how to connect to Search Console is you go to admin in GA4, and then you scroll to the property column and go to product links, and then click on Search Console links, and then you click link, and then confirm. So pretty easy 5 steps there.
And Search Console is a thing that not many people know about, we find. How many people are familiar with Search Console? Right, it's free, and it's something that you can connect to Google Analytics, as Matt just pointed out. And I just really want to stress, it tells you the kind of phrases that people are finding you for, and you might be surprised because sometimes, you know, Google will index various pages for different things, and that kind of intel is really powerful. So it's a useful thing to have with your site. Okay, so number 5, getting your data retention settings right. Before GA4 came about a year ago, so about 12 months ago. So it was announced, and they said beginning of July this year, it's going to automatically switch over if you don't switch it over 12 months ago. One of the slightly annoying things that I find about it is, with the previous Google Analytics, you could see years and years of data. You could see 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, however long the website's been there. What you've got to do now is you've got to change your data retention settings. You can basically choose between 2 months and 14 months. So you can only see up to 14 months worth of data, so you need to switch over to it as quickly as possible. How do you do that? So again, imagine you're in your GA4, you've got the navigation down the side, and you've got settings. You need to go to account access management, then you need to look at data settings, and then you need to click on data retention. And basically you'll see a drop down like this. You've got 2 options, 2 months or 14 months. That's all we've got. So go in there and stick it on 14 months, because otherwise you're only going to get 2 months worth of data, which doesn't really give anything. You need to be able to see at least 12 months worth of data, because you get seasonal spikes and booms and slumps in every kind of industry. So that's a really important thing, guys. You know, if you do have GA4, well, if you don't have it, you should have it, and if you've got it, make sure you put it on, set it on to 14 months. So, okay. So hopefully, are you all still with us? Yeah, it's just like, yeah. Okay, so it's a very technical thing, and what we've done is we've kind of skimmed over just kind of the top level points, because we could talk about this all day long. And when I say we, I mean Simon over there, because that's his thing. Yeah. She means that in a nice way. It's upsetting.
Because you know your stuff.
We need him for his GA4 knowledge. Yeah, so I'm going to give you an example. You know, what does that translate to? You know, we're talking about all these numbers and all GA4 and all these things we've just been talking about. Pinder Cooling is a client that we've worked with for a number of years now. You know, they approached us just before lockdown. We revamped everything for them. We redid their branding for them. We did their website. We now do search engine optimization, pay-per-click advertising, PR. We've done social media in the past. You know, a whole plethora of things. The kind of results we've achieved for them in 2021, we've got them £290,000 of quotes directly generated from the work we did. 326 leads in 2022, an 87% increase in website traffic in 12 months. Obviously, this is the kind of stuff that everyone's looking for. Wow, quote opportunities. But it's this stuff, it's this information that we got from Google Analytics, and we're really looking into it. We're only giving you 3 stats there. That's the stuff that everyone's interested in. But behind all these stats, the vast majority of it ran from Google Analytics, or what is now GA4. So that, guys, is a really big jump from what we've just talked about to what it, you know, if you've got the intel, if you know what you're looking at, or if you're working with someone that knows what they're looking at, that's, you know, ultimately what you're looking for. So, hopefully we haven't baffled you, and hopefully there's some useful stuff in what we've talked about, and you've been able to take some kind of takeaways. But if you still need help, you can access 5 of us guys. You know, we're all specialists in areas of what we do, and we've got over 40 years combined marketing experience, which we just worked out the other day. This is basically a new service that we're doing. We're here to help, support, and guide. Just imagine you guys are Batman and we're Alfred. You know, you guys are like the hero, and we're the ones that'll provide you with the utility belts and all that kind of stuff. So we call the service Alfred, and you can tap into us for a couple of hours a month, and whatever it is, you know, is it GA4, is it SEO, is it branding, is it social media, is it PR, or whatever, any one of the 5 of us, you can tap into us on a regular basis if it's something that you need support with in your own marketing. So yeah, happy to have a chat about that afterwards if it's something you want to talk about. So thank you, folks. Connect with us on LinkedIn if you like what we were talking about.